Coming to you from the great state of Wisconsin, this is a CS27 Studios production. You're listening to the Binary Brothers Podcast featuring Ryan and Clay. It's time now to open your ears and prepare your mind because life's too short to be constrained in black and white. So without further ado, here are your hosts, Ryan and Clay.
Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the Binary Brothers Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan, and with me, as always, is my good friend Clay.
Hello.
What's up, bud? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing.
Yeah, you're here? We're doing the thing?
I'm here, doing the thing.
Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I can see.
That's big news on your part, right?
Big news. Big news.
Big news.
I can see clearly now.
Laser eyes.
Laser eyes. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, there's
Nuts.
Copper. What's up, buddy?
Nuts.
Yeah, we're gonna get you some sweet content this episode. We're gonna talk about a few different things, hang out, do some stuff. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. But let's not. I almost went in too fast. I almost got in.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Can't do that. We have to stretch. We got to warm up a little bit. All right, arm circles backwards.
The weather is getting a little bit colder out.
You got to be careful.
You gotta make sure you're warmed up.
Yeah.
You don't want to have cold muscles getting pulled. It's that type of season.
Can't do it. It's spooky. It's spooky season.
Spooky season. The bones are out.
Oh man.
The dogs are loving it. That's why Copper just came into your room right there. He was checking for bones.
He's like, "Hey man, it's spooky season. Where the bones? Where the bones at?"
It's Spooktober.
Let's start with music.
Yeah.
Man. Music?
Let's start.
What have you been listening to? What do you got going on?
Speaking of October here, one of my favorite traditions this time of year is making the joke of waking up Green Day.
Somebody's got to get on that.
I do it every single year. October 1st, it's time. September's over.
Yeah.
And they told us back in 2004, they said, hey, make sure you wake us up when September ends.
They gave very, very clear instructions. They were to be awoken, awoked.
Woke. They are now woke.
They were to become in a state of wokenness come the end of September. And we're here, my friends.
We're here. Yeah. So, and I do that for a couple of reasons. Number one, because, they told us to do it. Right.
Right. It would be disrespectful not to.
Right. Number two, though, I really like that song.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people kind of got sick of it because it was one of the singles. It was a big single off that album, and it got a lot of radio play. And so a lot of people, that happens with like any song, really, if it gets played way too much. But in a sense, I've always really dug that song. Kind of the somberness of it, and it's actually about the singer's dad dying of cancer, like going through that process.
Oh, really?
So it's actually a pretty sad song. And he doesn't actually like it when people tell him to remind him to wake up.
Stop.
Seriously. So I never tell him directly. I always just shout it into the void. But I just really dig the song. A lot of, because that song, it's on the album American Idiot, which came out in 2004, and it's fairly like anti-Bush era, anti after, anti-post 9/11, type of stuff. So a lot of people think about, that song kind of referencing, wake me up when this whole war on terror thing is over, and this whole the situation we were in the early 2000s after 9/11 happened. And that's the vibe of that album in the most part, but that song has a very has that somber actual meaning to it. but I think I've always thought it's been done really well. It's a really good song, and it really like hits. It really hits on that emotional note, I guess. So yeah, like kind of around this time, I tend to kind of pop in some Green Day into the cassette tape, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good stuff. I enjoy it. What about you?
Man, I haven't been listening to anything like in particular. I've been listening to a lot of Run the Jewels radio. So like YouTube Music, now Google Play Music, may it rest in peace. Transition has not been great.
No.
So yeah, YouTube Music got their radio station and stuff, and it's doing an all right job. But put on Run the Jewels radio and kind of get, you know, they're Killer Mike especially, but like that group has a lot of commentary on, you know, like government and like the state of things, and you know, like the people needing to be like for themselves and like get stuff done, you know, all that stuff. And it's like, I'm like, sure, let me listen to that. You know, that's a good vibe these days to just listen to some random stuff like that I keep playing over and over again. Like it keeps coming up again because their algorithm is terrible. The song Reagan by Killer Mike, and I just think it's kind of funny. It's also interesting, like a lot of ideas in there. So I've been listening to that. I got finally my Run the Jewels 4 vinyl.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you just got your package in the mail there.
I did, and it was wrong. So thanks 2020.
I mean, it's on par. It's on par, right?
It's okay. So it's like, let's just keep this train going. So I get my Run the Jewels 4, and it has the hoodie in it. It's dope. I should have worn it. But hoodie in it is cool. I got the four times LP that has like the album and the instrumentals, and I got it, and I'm like, this feels awful thin. And I open it up, and there's just the pink ones, just the regular album in there. I'm like, I don't understand. The packing slip says the right thing. The sheet is kind of like vague. It makes it seem like some stuff could come later. I talked to a buddy who's like, I also got it, but he didn't want to open his to like check it, and he's like, let me know how yours turns out.
Yeah, now he's scared.
Yeah, now he's like, I don't know if I got the right thing.
Yeah, he's never gonna open it now. He's just gonna be like, I can't face it. I can't face the music here. Literally.
I can't do it. But yeah, I reached out to him and ended up like talking to him. They're gonna send me the right copy of it, and they said I don't have to send them back the other one, so I got an extra copy out here. But I think I saw pictures of it online, and it's like super thick. It's not like a separate case. It's just like all in one sleeve, and it's just like way bigger. So I'm sure my buddy got the right thing. But then I got one of my weekend vinyls that I ordered. You know, I ordered a couple copies of After Hours, like a special one. I ordered a regular one before they had the special ones. This is how they get you. They're like, order the album. I'm like, hell yeah, order the album. And then they're like, here's an even doper version of the album. And I'm like, well, I guess I can have both. Por qué no los dos?
Oh, right.
So my first one came, and it was bent to all hell. Like,
oh no!
The package was real beat up, like rough. And I took pictures of it before I even opened it, because I'm like, I got to reach out to these people and see what they're gonna do. And they said if I wanted to get another one reshipped, I could. And I'm like, yes, please. But then I haven't heard from them, and I got to ping them again because this needs to be fixed. The thing is trashed. Was trashed inside there.
It's not. Oh man, I hate when that happens. Like, I got a package earlier this summer, that, like, you know, the packaging got, you know, it's like dented on all the corners and crap like that. And I mean, it didn't affect the product at all.
Yeah.
But like when you look at something online and you know, it looks so good with like its packaging and everything, and
right,
you know, that's why like unboxing videos got so huge.
Because, right, people started making like killer packaging. Like,
yeah.
Google's packaging for their stuff is fire. Like, Apple's is awesome.
Like there's, when you see some really cool like packaging, it kind of just enhances the experience of buying the thing. And when it comes and it's all like dented and crap, it's like, all right. I mean, all right, I guess I'm not gonna return it.
And it's a weird thing too, right? It's like, I don't need this box. The box doesn't really matter, but it somehow damages the experience of getting that thing. You're like, this looks all janky.
Yeah, like I'm like a couple days from now, I'm gonna be throwing this packaging away, but it kind of ruins the feeling.
But I wanted to enjoy it.
Yeah, I wanted to have that moment, the tiny little moment of my life in this crappy year. Some sort of good feeling.
Just a little bit of reprieve from
eye candy.
Everything happening.
Yeah. Of all the things. Can't even have that.
Just give me it. There's something.
Like, if we can't have that, I mean, what hope is there?
Right?
In the world.
Like, the one of the things that you can just actively participate in right now is just ordering things online. A lot of people are doing it. It's just like obviously we're always doing it, but like maybe even more for some stuff now, and to have that just extra disappointment.
It seems like it's a foolproof plan, but it's not.
Like when retail therapy goes wrong.
Man. Just. Ugh.
So, speaking of that anticipation and that, that excitement that you get when you order something, it comes, you're expecting it to have a nice fancy box, and USPS managed to dent it all to hell. It seems like it got stuck in a machine maybe, and then someone stepped on it. I don't know.
Well, they've been messing with all those sorting machines.
I do feel bad. I do feel bad for them. There's like some level of like, I'm sure it's a mess.
But here's the thing, like, it doesn't just happen with them. Not just USPS. No. FedEx, UPS.
I mean, people make fun of...
DHL.
I saw some video where they made fun of like the different delivery people.
Amazon Prime.
And it's like FedEx just stops the truck and whips it out of the truck at your front door. Or like knocks super quiet and is like, "Oh, you weren't here."
I feel like that's happened to me, like, for all of my recent packages. Like, I swear. I'm working from home.
Right?
Like, I'm literally here. Like, of all the times, of all the years, for me to, like, or for having a package delivered, like, this is the most opportune time for me to be here to, sign for something or whatever if I need to.
Right.
And every single time, I notice that I get an email saying, "Oh, it's been delivered. Oh, hey, we missed you." I'm like, I literally was right here.
I'm here.
I didn't hear anything. Want? Ring the doorbell or something.
Do anything. No.
But
yeah.
I think one of the reasons why they do that, or it's happening like that, is because of the quotas they are under. This is a hypothesis by me. Backed up by no real data except for just my own observations.
That's good enough for this show.
Yeah, well, right. It's our show, our rules.
Yeah.
But
what are you going to do about it?
When you have these delivery drivers have to, deliver so many packages per day, and they're basically up against the clock anyhow.
Yeah.
And, like, their salary or their pay is based on it. And they probably have, like, union rules where, they can't work overtime. So, like, they have to get these packages done within the time they're allowed to deliver. Like, they're probably not going to, spend a whole lot of time at one place. They're going to be like, knock, knock, knock. Oh, not there. All right, let's go.
I got to get out of here.
Got to get out of here. I got somewhere to be.
I've got 20 more packages.
It is all the way across town.
Yeah. Amazon's like delivery has always been, especially when they use like their own delivery, it's always been kind of funny to me. Like I love when they give me that notification where they're like, your thing is 10 stops away. check it out where it is.
Check it
I've
out.
looked at that map, and dude, it was like a month ago. The package was literally the truck was a block away. Like it was on the other side of my block. And then it goes like off north somewhere. Like, what are you doing? Just go around the block. It has to be like the way the truck is packed or something.
I was going to say.
And I'm all like, this seems insane. It seems like you're just messing with me because they were seriously right next to my house. Then up here. Then they're down here.
Do you want me to meet you halfway? Do I need to come walk like half a block here and meet you? And
send me a text. I'll walk around the block. It'll be okay.
You just set up shop like a food truck, but it's just a delivery truck. Like, can I get my order? We'll stop there.
I forgot what it was, but there was something. There's something you could do, and it always asked me if I was fine with like an autonomous delivery or something, like a self-driving car or something. Where like, I forgot what service it was, but they said, "Is it fine if you were to pick it up here?" And I'm like, I'm not walking 10 blocks to get this thing. Like, if it were a couple blocks, maybe. But it wanted me to like go up to this like major street that was like a decent walk away, and I could like punch in a code and get your like food out of the car or something. Right. I think it was Domino's. It was Domino's. They're like, yeah, we have like autonomous pizza delivery or whatever.
Wow.
Like that seems excessive. But yeah, like those Amazon drivers, I've seen Amazon pull up in literally everything. They are ruthless. They don't care. They'll show up in Enterprise vans. They show up in their vans. I saw someone pull up in a Toyota Corolla one time. Just a regular car. And a person with like a green vest got out and like popped their trunk and got my package and put it on the porch. I'm like, they just 100, like you said, with those quotas, like they just get it there.
What did you order for something to be delivered in a Corolla?
I don't know, man. It might have been one of those times where I ordered something, and because it was over a certain amount and it was early enough in the day, they're like, same day delivery, which I think puts them in like a random, like sketchy, not so planned situation, right? Yeah. Where they kind of have to like drop of the hat.
Yeah.
Get someone from the floor to like drive it to you.
Somebody on standby.
Right.
They're like firefighters. They're just like hanging out. They slide down a pole at Amazon's warehouse.
Oh,
sirens going off.
Run to the aisle, grab the item. I gotta go.
Needs the same day.
This guy needs dishwasher pods. No,
he needs to do his laundry.
Yeah, that I can't wait for Amazon like instant. You hit a button and it just hits you in the side of the face or something.
Now you got me thinking about Napoleon Dynamite, Uncle Rico throwing the steak.
Yes.
It's gonna be the next big thing. Steak deliveries to the face.
Oh man. Someone just got approved for some sort of drone delivery.
Amazon's been talking about that for many years. Like,
yeah, they were doing it
at least 5 or 6.
They're doing it over in Europe.
I just don't see that working. Like, or it would like it's only going to work in really select scenarios.
Yeah,
like it needs to be a small enough package. You have to be in non-controlled airspace. It has to be close to the distribution center.
Right, because flight times. I mean, obviously they would probably have expensive drones.
Yeah, they would have industrial strength drones.
Yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, you're right. You could never get something drone delivered.
No, I'm right by the airport, so that just would not fly.
We tried to fly my buddy's drone before a game one time to just get some random pregame footage, and the Raiders stadium is too close to Baton Airport down there. It's a small airport, but they're nah, it just would not let it take off.
Well, you can plan it ahead of time and get clearance for it.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those situations. It was more of a hey, I got my drone in the trunk and we're at the game pretty early.
You wanna fly around a little bit?
Screw around a bit here?
Yeah. I mean, usually you're able to get like if you're going to be flying under like a certain amount of feet, like 100 or 400 or something like that. You're able to get like pretty instant like
Clearance?
approval, yeah, clearance.
Yeah, clearance.
Clearance. Roger. But yeah, I know I'm eyeing up a drone right now.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, like I could buy it right now, but I'm kind of waiting for this holiday season here to see if there's any deals.
Yeah.
Because I don't really need it right now. Like I want to be able to use the drone next year for some ideas I got, but so I don't need it now. But I'd like to get it purchased at some point by the end of this year.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's I guess something I'm looking forward to. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, there's
not a whole lot out there to look forward to right now.
not a lot going on. Someone at work today was like, got any big plans for the weekend? And I'm like, try not to get the Rona. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So we are number one.
Oh, yeah, I haven't even checked the numbers lately. I just know I keep hearing that we're breaking records every single day.
Yeah, I mean, we're just kicking ass, man.
We're really doing good. We're winning.
Just out here.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh wait, this is one of those.
We want to play it like golf.
This is like that time we were the most segregated city. We probably don't want to be winning in that category.
I mean, are we? I feel like we still are.
Top 20.
Top 20. Okay, I haven't looked those numbers up.
I think I looked them up a couple months ago.
And I don't know how often they change.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like we were number one, but that was from like a 2015 or something. And
we're number one.
Again, not a good thing, but
not a good number one.
Yeah, man. I feel you. I'm there. There's not really much going on. My October so far is pretty clear. I don't have anything. I don't have anything going on. It's the birthday month, so that's that's coming up. Be turning 30.
So the big 3-0.
Yeah, man.
If I can tell you my experience, it sucks.
Yeah.
Not because you're 30, but because like a pandemic hits. I'm pretty sure that happens for everyone's 30th.
Right. To some scale, there's some mass outbreak of some illness every time someone turns 30.
Yeah. And this was my year, and it was a little bit more than usual.
It's a real doozy.
Yeah.
I mean, if we look at the correlation between people that turned 30 this year and spread of the coronavirus, I think we'll probably find some scientific data that will probably support the fact that just a lot of people turned 30 this year.
Yeah. I would agree with that. There's a good chunk out there.
I believe that's science.
There are dozens of us.
Dozens. There are actual dozens of us out here. I wonder how many people were born 30 years ago.
30.
We gotta have the data. The census.
Yeah, census is going on. Yeah, I know some people working for the census. Going door to door, knocking. Yeah, people who got it. They lost their jobs, got unemployed, went to work for the census for the time being.
Man,
so it kind of works out well, in some sense, that this is a census year.
Right. It's like it's like that Bill Murray meme. So I've got that going for me, which is nice.
Which is nice.
Yeah,
Cinderella story. About to become Master Champ. Speaking of Masters, that's coming up next month.
Is it?
First time ever it's not being hosted in April.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And speaking of Masters and golf, I mean, fall golf, I am all about fall golf.
Fall golf?
Yeah, fall golf.
Dude, it's people, my wife for one doesn't agree, but I love this weather. I like that it's getting cooler. Like it out there. It's a good time to get out, and golf is a perfect quarantine sport.
Oh yeah.
Quarantine activity.
You go out into nature, you walk around, you got all the leaves changing color. Looks good. Looks nice. It's brisk.
Yeah. My tree in the front yard is really going to town on this fall thing.
Oh yeah?
Like, it is the first tree on the block to just go to town. It's shedding its leaves. It's everywhere. My neighbors probably hate me.
We're number one. Best tree.
But we did get the tree in the back trimmed, which is gigantic. So that'll help with the excessive amount of leaves we typically have.
I mean, whether it happens now or later, like, the leaves are gonna fall.
Yep, that's the way it works.
Nothing you can do about it.
I mean, what do you want to fight about it?
We're gonna wrap the entire tree in a blanket? What are you gonna do?
Oh, blankets for trees. That sounds like a racket we could get going.
Yeah.
In these trying times, don't let your trees be cold.
No. They will die.
They'll die. Oh man. You feeling warm? Feeling good?
Yeah.
Stretched out?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
So,
I'm ready to do this.
Clay.
Yeah?
The people are dying to know.
Oh, I hope not literally.
The people are very interested in the following story.
Oh boy.
Laser eyes.
Laser eyes. Beep, beep, beep,
You got
him? I got him. After many years of wanting and thinking about getting them, finally, in this year of all years, decided to pull the trigger.
And this
Not literally, people. But I got the LASIK eye surgery done.
That's great news. I am a jealous man, for one.
You probably weren't all that jealous when you were chaperoning me afterwards, though.
No.
I was a bit of a mess.
I did, however, very much enjoy describing to you the things that were happening outside of the car.
Yeah, it's an experience. Yeah, so like I'd been wearing contacts / glasses for about 20 years prior to this, and so it was time for me to no longer have to deal with that stuff. So I was golfing one afternoon or morning, definitely morning, and I think somebody hit the ball into a bunker or something, into a sand trap. But he didn't know if it went in or if it stopped short. And the guy was like, "Oh, it's definitely in the bunker. If it's not, I need to get my LASIK checked." And I was like, and then that kind of sparked the conversation. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it done. So I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the day of surgery, you're not really allowed. You're highly warned not to drive to it. So I had Ryan gracious enough to help me get there and then get home. But the surgery doesn't take all that long. I mean, I was in there for maybe an hour, and most of that time was not the surgery. I think the surgery only took I want to say 15 minutes total.
That's crazy.
And it's not. And most of that time is not the lasers aren't going at your eyes most of the time. The lasers like total time of lasers interacting with your eye is probably
Laser clock.
It's probably like a minute total.
Wow.
Yeah, it goes by really quick. And it's they have they put like a bunch of eye drops in your eye to make your eye numb. No syringes or anything. It's just literally eye drops.
They're not coming at your eye with needles.
No needles towards your eye. And it's just so you can't like feel a thing with your eyes. You're awake the entire time. Obviously, you're looking into the laser essentially.
Was that like weird?
Like,
for you, like just like staring at the laser,
the laser. No, not really. It's just like it's pretty dark for the most part. Like they only do one eye at a time. So like they cover one eye, and then they put like the thing with the laser like on your other eye, and there's no like pain at all. But they press it down, like there's pressure onto your eye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you have your eye being like held open by like springs and stuff. And it pressure, so it gets in really, really cozy up in there.
Nice and deep light.
Yeah. And you just look straight ahead, and there's like a ring of light, and it's pretty dark in the middle, and then like there's like psychedelic lights. Like it's a bunch of like red light, and then there's like this like green light that you just have to look at.
Are you sure it was just a numbing agent they put in your eye?
Might have been. This whole thing might have been a trip. I don't know.
A crazy trip.
Such a crazy trip that I woke up with perfect eyes. I don't know how that happens. But yeah, it was painless. It was everything went well. It was quick. It was it was I highly recommend it. It's if you need or if you want it done, it's not a they've done so many of these over the years that it's not like not a difficult thing at all to really go through.
The risk factor is pretty low these days.
Yeah, very low. I think so. Like after the surgery, like right afterwards, your eyes are still kind of like a little numb still, but then your eyes kind of start feeling, or your eyes start kind of reacting to what's just happened. So your eyes are kind of sore, they're sensitive to light, and they get really watery because your eyes just pouring water. Tear ducts are working their magic, and then your eyes are kind of like scratchy or itchy, like they feel, they're sore. They're right.
They've been through some stuff,
and so it was like half an hour after the surgery essentially is when it kind of started like, okay, my eyes are starting to feel it a little bit, and that's kind of when you were driving me home, and like I had sunglasses on, and like I still couldn't really open my eyes because the light was too much. It was a sunny day. Don't get me wrong.
It was bright. It was a bright day.
It was a bright day.
But yeah, I just remember asking if you need anything when I dropped you off. Like, I just need to get out of the sun.
Yeah. And so basically, afterwards, like your eyes aren't feeling all that great right after. So what you really want to do is just go to sleep and just try and sleep it off, and it's rough for the first like couple hours right after, because like it's tough to sleep because your eyes are kind of like feeling like
bothering you.
Yeah, your eyes are bothering. Like, how am I gonna fall asleep with this? And like you want to find like the darkest part of your home. like I'm trying to sleep, and I'm like, and it's daytime. Like I had this surgery done, at like noon.
Yeah.
And so like this is mid-afternoon, and I'm trying to sleep essentially, and it's like I don't have blackout curtains. So it's like it's still kind of bright in there, and I'm just like I got like all of my like I got my comforter over me, like I'm just trying to make it as dark as possible and sleeping. But I've got to sleep for a couple hours, and then after that, your eyes just start feeling a lot better. You get a crap ton of eye drops. You get like a steroid eye drop and like a antibiotic eye drop and then just like a normal eye drop that you're using like constantly throughout like the following week.
Yeah.
And but like so that later that night, like I was able to like watch TV. I had the brightness on the TV really turned down.
I had to adjust some of those settings.
But there was a Stanley Cup game on, so I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, you're not gonna miss the old.
I'm not gonna miss that. So
the old Stanley Cup game.
No. So I was able to watch it. I turned the TV all the way down in brightness, and I had sunglasses on.
No, that's dedication, though. You're like, I'm gonna watch this game. Watch.
But it worked out. Like I was able to watch it. And then went to sleep, at night, and not really any issues sleeping at night because the eyes got better just in that short of time.
Yeah.
So I was able to sleep much better that night, and then the next morning I was able to drive myself back to the office or back to the doctor to have the post-op whatever meeting or whatever appointment.
Yeah.
I am blanking on all the words right now.
So elusive. They fixed your eyes.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the lasers got into your brain.
Maybe, probably. Went through my eyes into my brain. No, but yeah, and so at the appointment that next morning, not even 24 hours after the surgery, I have like 20/15 vision. I can see great. There's a little bit of bruising in the eye, so like there's like some blood spots that's what bruises are.
Right. Yeah.
But those like don't affect your vision and they'll go away within like a week or two.
They're forever. They're for forever. They're
Yeah.
gonna be there. And
I've got red eyes now.
You're gonna have to keep telling people you should see the other guy's eyes.
You should have seen the doctor's eyes.
Yeah.
It was a bloodbath. But yeah, and so it's been about a week now, and I can see pretty well. I don't have to wear sunglasses indoors anymore.
God, you just wake up in the morning and see.
Yeah.
Like with no effort.
With no effort, yeah.
That is a life I can only dream of.
I'll tell you what though, there's like times at night though, or even in the morning too. Like I'm so used to. I've been like 20 years. I've been like putting, in contacts or whatever. So I'm like in the bathroom. I'm like, wait a second. I don't need to put in contacts. I can see.
But like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
That's the same thing. Like when I mean, it's got to be even worse. But like every time I cut my hair short, it's like I find myself looking up at my hair to see like if it's okay, or whatever, or like going to do something with it, and it's like, nah, I got phantom hair at this point. But
yeah,
it's got to be crazy. Like it changed your routine and like everything, but also so convenient.
Yeah, it's I'm enjoying it so far. It's just about been a week, so I'm excited for the eyes to continue to heal, and because your eyes will heal for like another month or 2 or 3 or something, depends on person to person. But so like they're not fully healed, but I can see perfectly fine right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It doesn't sound like a bad deal at all, my friend.
No, it's I'm really glad I got it done. For the amount of years that I've always been like, one day I'm gonna get LASIK, and now like now when I have that thought, I'm like, wait a second, I already got LASIK. It's all good.
Yeah, don't need to worry about it.
Right. So, pretty awesome.
That's dope. I'm glad I could help with your journey into great vision.
Yeah. Speaking of lasers, we should talk about some technology. There's some new stuff out there.
Let's talk about some tech, man.
You were supposed to get a phone.
I was supposed to get a phone. They did it. I've been complaining about this phone that I got for now. This is no good.
Your little transition phone?
Yeah, the old transition phone. Not a good time. It is just, I've never been a fan of not like close to stock Android. and I haven't owned a Samsung phone since I think I had an S4 like back in college sometime maybe. And it's been Nexus phone since then, or some phone that I've like. Motorola always did a good job of putting like basically stock Android on their stuff, but Samsung's like UI and their skin has just gotten out of control, and I think they've started kind of like reeling it back in a little bit, but it's still, I still prefer a closer to stock experience. And like OnePlus, Android 11 came out, so like OnePlus is updating, you know, their phones to their new version of their skin, and they're actually starting to move more towards some like Samsung like elements in general. So I'm interested to see what they do with that. But I don't know. Android 11 is like it's not a major update. Like I was reading something the other day that basically talked about the fact that like your phone's yearly updates are not really all that big of a deal anymore. Yeah. Especially on the Android side.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
Google's doing a lot of work to like keep a lot of the stuff like under the hood, like updated by like doing it through Play services and all sorts of other stuff. So
yeah, and same with like the cameras you get in your phones now aren't really that different from years past. Like the hardware themselves, like for the cameras in the phones, hasn't really changed all that much. It's really the software in the phone that makes the cameras better and take better photos and have like those profile features, you know, those modes that kind of make images sharper.
You got your portrait modes and your night sights. And
that's all
that
software.
Stuff, right?
That's all software.
It is, and it's insane. So like that kind of like segues a little bit into, you know, back into like the new phone thing, right? So Pixel 5 and the Pixel 4a 5G. Annoying name.
I know. I was looking at that because I knew you were getting the phones. I was looking at, because I have a Pixel 3.
Yeah.
And so eventually, so I kind of want to look at what like the 5 was and what the 4A was, and I was just looking at the naming. I'm like, this is weird.
This thing is all silly. So
4A 5G.
So yeah, like they have like these new phones. They came out with the Pixel 4a, successor to the 3a. You know, 3a was like really popular. I guess it sold really well for them. It was their like budget version. I know you were mad you missed it by a little bit.
Yeah, because well, like you said earlier about the whole like, hey, buy this really cool dope thing, and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna buy it, and then they're like, hey, we got this other cool dope thing, but in my like, it came out shortly after the 3, and I didn't know about it. Like if I would have waited a month, I would have gotten the 3A instead of the 3.
Yeah.
But I already had the 3, and I really don't care like to go through the whole return process. Like I'm too lazy for that. So
it's too much.
And I like the 3. Like everything about it's good. The only difference between the 3 and the 3A that I really would have wanted is the audio jack.
Yeah.
That's like the main difference, but I've just dealt with it, you know.
You've come to terms with it. So, have you gotten noise canceling headphones yet?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
But I am looking for. I'm trying to see if they're going to release a 5A that maybe has the audio jack.
Not anytime soon.
I'm just going to wait. We're going to see. The next phone they have that has an audio jack, I'm going to take a look at it.
Yeah, there's like, as of right now, like we're kind of where, you know, like Google did its thing with phones for the year, as far as everyone's concerned, and like the rumor mill doesn't really have anything. There was a rumor out there that there was going to be a 5S, which plays into like the confusing naming scheme for like this year for their phones.
Apple.
But like apparently the 5S was actually what ended up being the 5, and like I don't know. It was all these code names and stuff. Like someone got their hands on a Pixel 5, and like they took a screenshot of like the device information stuff, and it said 5S in it, and people were like, well, what the hell is going on here? Are they coming out with a premium 5?
Right.
It's all
It's like the naming convention for the new Xbox consoles.
Yo, did you see that there was a 740 something% increase on pre-order day on Amazon for last year's or like the current generation of Xboxes
The Xbox
because of their
One,
terrible naming scheme?
the Xbone.
Because people got on there and they're like, yeah, I'm going to buy the Xbox One X
Right.
or the Xbox One S instead of the Series X or Series
Right.
S.
Yeah.
And so like a bunch of people went online and they just didn't know any better or whatever, and they ended up buying current gen.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
So yeah, you've got your 4A, which is the cheap version of the 4. Like, you know, they skim on some stuff. They have like a lesser processor. It's not waterproof. It's got the headphone jack. The screen, I don't think, is like high refresh rate. I'm pretty sure it's not.
It's probably
and, you know,
not OLED.
Yeah, those things. And then they had also announced that they were coming back and they were going to have a 4A 5G and a 5. So typically they were coming out with like, you got your number and your number XL. So they had like two sizes of the same phone. And with the 3A, they did a 3A and a 3A XL. And it's like very straightforward. You know, like the XL means it's a bigger version. Great. It's all good. And the A means that it's like the budget version of it. And so now they got the 4A, which is the budget version of the 4. And they did the 4A 5G, which is bigger than the Pixel 5. There is no XL of anything anymore.
Right.
So like, yeah, what is it? The 4A 5G is like a 6.2 inch screen. And
why do you need the 5G in the name? I don't understand that.
And what's funny about them putting 5G in the name is that I like have been talking to people about these, and someone was all like on launch day, yesterday. God, everything feels like forever. Yesterday and I'm talking to a buddy and they're like, what's the difference between the 4A and the 5? The 5 doesn't have 5G. No, they both have 5G. They actually both use the exact same processor. So like the 4A has, I don't even know what processors in it. So the 4A has what you would expect for like a probably like budget processor, but it's not 5G. And the 4A 5G uses a mid-range chip, and it has 5G, and the 5 uses that same mid-range chip, so also has 5G. And like Google kind of took a step back from trying to like purely compete with like flagship phones and, you know, your top of the line stuff to bring the price down. They're not using like the Snapdragon 865 or the 865 Plus, I think is the like newest one that's out right now. Like, we're not using that. We don't need it. But I've read up on stuff that says that they like made a mistake using, like, insisting that they had like the millimeter wave 5G antennas in the phone. Like, it probably upped the price or the cost of the components by like 40 or like 80 to like $150 or something like that. Which is funny. Like, Qualcomm's the only one that supplies those. At this point too, so like they can charge whatever they want for it, and it's new, and like everyone's obsessed with 5G right now, even though it's not time. It's the same thing that happens every single generation of like cell technology and like other stuff, like Wi-Fi 6 right now. You don't need it. You don't need any of this stuff. It's fine. You'll be good. And so they tried to kind of hit like a more mid-range.
Let's get this 8K television for all this 1080p content that's out there.
Oh my god!
Sorry, more like 720p.
I was watching an MKBHD video. Because that NVIDIA's RTX 3090
3090 EBDB.
Yeah, they're 3080 EBDB. Yeah, so that just came out, and it's capable of 8K. And I'm like, 8K for who? And he's like, let me, he said, I'm publishing this 8K video and he posted like a meme of him like making a weird face, and it's like YouTube servers trying to process his 8K video, and it took a while actually, but it's just funny. Like I'm watching the video and I'm like, wow, it's on my 1080p TV. Like it doesn't make a difference.
No.
Like I'm not seeing it. And the TV that he was playing it on is a $30,000 TV. Like no one's got it. Linus Tech Tips did the same thing. Like no one.
No, but like for him and other like tech YouTubers or tech junkies, like, you know, they're gonna try and push the limits. They're gonna do their thing of kind of like, what can we do here? Let's for shits and giggles, let's just publish this out in 8K.
Yeah.
And by the way, 8K video, like how much is this camera that he is filming with to do 8K video? He's
done like studio tours
unreal.
And like equipment kind of like reviews, and he uses super expensive RED cameras.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like those are tens of grands.
Yeah, they're insane, and like the amount of space it takes up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm jealous.
For sure.
But like, yeah, it's like nuts.
Yeah, so it's cool to see. It's awesome to see like them doing stuff, and just, you know, I'm watching the video, and most of obviously what I'm getting out of it is like his reaction to it. Like we've got this new graphics card, and it's huge. It's gigantic.
Huge.
It's huge. But he's like, everything looks great, and I'm like, I'm just gonna take your word for it that you can see all these raindrops on your car when you're driving and all this stuff. And no, it's fun. It's interesting to do. Like I know you and I have talked about me like maybe building a PC one day, and it's like I'm obviously not gonna splurge on a graphics card like that. But
no, I'm waiting to see what AMD comes out with. I think they're hosting their reveal like within the week. I want to say,
yeah,
in a
sometime
week
soon.
Because I have an AMD graphics card in there right now, and I would like to update it or get it updated at some point, especially with Cyberpunk coming out.
Oh,
I don't know how soon I'll be able to get it updated, but like it would be really nice, because I'm pretty sure my card is like the exact card they listed as like minimum requirements for that game.
They're like, you're gonna need at least this, and everybody knows if it says at least this, you're cranking those settings down.
Right, I'm gonna be like at minimum settings.
They're pushing to get that thing done on time. Apparently they promised they weren't gonna like make people work a bunch of overtime and do all that stuff, and I think we're here in the last few weeks before it comes out, right? And they're like, sorry guys, you're gonna have to pull those shifts because we got to get this done.
Yeah, when they originally delayed it because it was supposed to come out back in like March or April.
Yeah.
And then they delayed it, and that's kind of par for the course for them. They tend to delay their games, but for good reasons. They make pretty damn good games.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the things they said as a reason for pushing it back is to try and avoid the crunch and everything, but that never really happens.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, you say we're going to give ourselves more time to get it worked out, and like certain people probably see it at a higher level and they're like, well, we got all this time.
Yeah, can we get this stuff added?
Probably do a couple of these things.
Yeah, like in our original, timeline, we were going to release in April and then have these updates pushed out in July. So if we're pushing back to November, we should be able to get these July things in, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
We can still follow our original timeline.
It's simple math. It's simple upper management math.
Just put more devs on it.
Here's the deal. I need you to get 30 guys in a room. They'll get it figured out. Okay?
Look, if we get 9 women together, we can get a baby in 1 month. That's just how it works.
That is how it works. It seems like all of the facts line up to make that true. We've been doing it all wrong.
More hands mean less work.
Oh, man. Yeah, That's a spicy meatball. I don't know, man. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, so I pre-ordered my phone. I went with the Pixel 5. I did all the stuff. I went with the green one.
Oh,
actually, they have a sort of sage is what they're calling it. They're always cutesy with their names.
They always have an adjective in there.
Yeah, they're sort of sage or kind of purple. So, did sort of sage. It was between that and the black, and I figured I might as well get a little
color,
a little saucy. I normally put a skin on it anyways. I was already looking at D-brand skins to put on it. You know, it just makes for slippery phones, it makes them a little more grippy.
Yeah,
which is nice, and plus, it's cool. Give yourself a little bit of accent, something different. I made
little personality.
I'm a D-brand fanboy. I like basically everything I buy. I'm like, when's D-brand gonna have a skin for it? Like I was on their site looking at Pixel 5 skins, and then I looked at my laptop, and I'm like, I should get a new set of skins for this along with these Pixel 5 skins.
Guys, you guys look like you need an update. Speaking of D-brand, hey, come sponsor us.
Yeah, be down.
Send us some free skins or something.
Yeah, Robot Overlords.
Yeah,
come get it.
We're not beyond that.
We're not even one bit.
Dude, I'll totally sell out, man.
I will sell out for D-brand skins. It's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, other tech stuff. I'm pretty sure in the last since our last episode, the actual Galaxy Z Fold 2 like came out, and like reviews have been coming out for it. And so
the new Razer too.
The new Razer got announced and came out. I haven't looked much into that, but I've heard people say that it's better than the first one. So basically, the vibe that I'm getting out of every foldable review that I've seen for this generation of foldables is like, you're glad that you skipped the first gen, and second gen is like, we're almost there.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the second gen, I think there are probably 3-4 maybe different form factors where I forgot who had it. I think it was Xiaomi. They had the one where the screen was on the outside and it folded out, and that didn't really come back. They didn't really do a 2 of that. But like the Z Fold is apparently, like, according to a bunch of people, basically if you're willing to throw that amount of money at a phone, then like that's the foldable that kind of gets it done. They did a great job of like they had that hilarious, to me at least, outside screen that was like the little tiny baby screen, and I was like, this just puts me off the entire phone, and would just make you use the inside a lot more, which would obviously eat through the battery faster.
Yeah, well, that's what the Razer kind of has that too. They have a little like outside screen for you to look at stuff really quickly.
That one, at least like from a ratio standpoint, was like made sense, and on the 2 I think they made it a little bit bigger. But like this time for the Fold 2, like the outside screen is basically the entire outside, and I've heard people say they've seen better battery life because with that screen being bigger on the outside, they've used it for those quick things and aren't afraid and aren't like put off by using that to do a few quick things and then like be done with it. But and then they got the Surface Duo, so Microsoft getting into the foldable game, like that actually came out, and I know they announced that a while ago. But like that one, everyone's just like, cameras are trash. It's got like one camera and it's on the inside, and the camera's apparently terrible. But what they've done with the software is cool, so like that's like a plus on their part. And Surface hardware, at least to me, has always been like really solid hardware. I mean, when you're not frying an egg on your Surface Book,
right? And it looked, from what I saw, like it looked like it was a solidly made thing. Like it seemed like it snapped and everything. Like it looked like it was like, this is high quality made. Right?
Yeah, and so like you can tell like from that Surface brand and the way they make their stuff, like it's solid construction in general. Obviously, like the bezels seem huge compared to like the Z Fold.
Yeah,
but and the cameras aren't good, but like the dual screened, right? It's two separate screens
Yeah.
with a hinge in between, and people are saying like the hinge is great. Like it's a great hinge. It works in all these different like form factors, and it's cool. And I like to see that out of them. Like I think it looks slick when it's closed. I think while it's open, it's not the best, but it's an interesting form factor, and they seem to have like done a good job. I think with the dual screen type of thing, and what they've done with it is when it's two separate screens, it kind of gives you that idea of, just like when we work on two monitors, right? Like you have a screen that has a thing on it, another screen that has another thing on it, as opposed to with a single screen folding kind of thing where you might open an app and it like takes up the whole screen. I'm sure you could throw them into halves and do other stuff, but Surface Duo like drives you to do that.
Yeah, most apps are, designed to be like full screen experience, so
right.
You don't really want to half it. You don't want to half-ass things.
You don't want to half-ass. Never half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing.
Exactly.
R.I.P. Parks and Rec on Netflix, by the way.
Oh, it's gone now?
It's gone now. It's on the cock.
No, man.
And I'm not paying for the cock. It's
no, absolutely not.
Definitely not. So.
There's,
there are too many Netflixes.
Too many services. Although the new season of Mandalorian.
I'm excited.
I'm pretty sure, is that mid-October?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Coming out. I heard they were having some issues with Pedro.
No, those are rumors. No, I'm serious.
Are they like rumor? Okay.
Yeah, they're freaking rumors. They came like those all originated from somebody who just like spouts shit that
just like
seriously like just makes up crap. Like just a blogger that just has a reputation of just making stuff up.
Okay, because I was like, this just seems like real drama.
Oh no, it's just pure made up drama. This is Star Wars we're talking about, like a freaking huge ass fan base for many, many years. And you have really big fanboys, fangirls, or whatever, bloggers who make a living off just like talking about it nonstop,
generating the hype, right?
And they when everything is going right for something, they want to make it not so, and they pull stories out of nothing.
Dude, thin air. That's like the 24-hour news cycle, right?
There's no reason for news cycles to be 24/7.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's like straight up like that is why we get like so much like drama.
And it's not even just news. It's not even just news. Sports too.
Yeah.
Freaking ESPN.
Stop talking. Skip Bayless, shut up.
I don't care if it's Fox News or CNN or MSNBC or whatever, like any like solely dedicated news 24/7 channel or even sports 24/7 channel, like they're gonna have filler content, like, and it's gonna be crap.
It has to be. That's the nature of it. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and so they just talk about the same thing forever.
Yeah,
something that would take 10 minutes, or maybe let's just say 1 hour, a 1 hour podcast, like your boys here do, to talk about something. It's 1 hour of content, like, and you can talk about everything about it, and they stretch it out for 24 hours.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, 23 of those hours is, commercials. But
there's a lot of commercials, a lot of sweet political commercials. You know what I love?
Oh yeah,
all of the mail I've been getting.
Oh my god,
it's just
so much mail. It's it's funny. It's funny how much like the U.S. Postal Service has been attacked by a certain party. And they're basically sending me all this mail through that, service.
Yeah.
To say, hey, vote for our party.
Hey, could you please? Yeah, it's.
I mean, I'm getting mail from the other party too, but it's just funny. It's funny how that works. This service sucks, but we need you.
terrible. But could you
to reach all these people?
send this to
Yeah.
everyone?
Yeah, elections coming up.
Election's coming up, man. I got my mail-in ballot.
I do too. I need to fill that out. But most importantly, I need to get a witness, Ryan.
I'll be your witness.
All right, I'll stop over. We'll have a little ballot filling out party.
Yeah, man.
With masks, obviously.
Obviously with masks. We're not
Even
insane.
your dog is going to need a mask too.
Oh, Copper's masked up all the time.
Oh, he's okay. Good.
Yeah, he's
Fantastic.
basically like, it seems like he's about to commit a robbery most of the time. He's got like the mask, and he's always wearing like some sunglasses. He's a sketchy dog, if we're being honest.
Well, and he just got a haircut too, right?
He did just get a haircut.
So he's changed his appearance.
He's unrecognizable.
Yeah.
I think he's up to some stuff, dude, for real.
Yeah, keep a close eye on him.
He's out.
Get that LASIK, so you can always have great vision.
Yeah, I don't want to like wake up in the middle of the night because I hear him sneaking out and not be able to tell if it's him or not. Like,
hey, where's my glasses? Where's my glasses? Copper, get my glasses.
The other night at so this is my paranoia. Like I'm always worried that the door is unlocked, or like I left a window open.
Yeah,
or like something stupid, and it's like it was raining and I was fine, and I woke up out of nowhere, and I'm like, is the downspout where it should be? Because Catherine had cut the grass, and I think I woke up because I actually had to pee. Like I went to go, but then I like squinted out the window. Like it's hard. Like I cannot see far, like further than here away from my face without context.
Which for the people listening and not viewing,
it's 6 inches.
6 inches away.
It's 6 inches. Like I was standing in front of my fridge the other morning before I put my contacts in, and I'm like, Catherine, Clay can see everything now, and I can't read anything on the fridge. and I like got close up to the window and squinted out and could see that it wasn't where it should be. And I'm not trying to get water in the basement. So then I got to go back upstairs. I got to get my glasses. I got to do all the stuff. And it's like, I've done this probably 3 or 4 times. Like this is the only time Catherine's done it. But I've woken up in the middle of the night and not been able to like see, but been trying to creep out the window to see, did I put the downspout back where it belongs? That's a fun side story about my life.
Here's the thing. It's nice. It's nice when it's raining at night though, because I never have to worry about like, did I keep a door unlocked or like a window? I mean, window. Yeah, I guess you'd worry because you don't want water to get in.
You don't want.
But like in terms of a door, like who's gonna rob your house during rain?
Yeah,
and even if they did, let's say they did, they're gonna be like they're gonna have squishy shoes. You're gonna hear them from a mile away.
Yep.
Like they can't sneak up on you. You're golden.
They're gonna have to take their shoes off. They're gonna get their socks wet, and they're gonna get whatever they're stealing wet. It's not gonna be a good time for them.
No, they're not. They're not gonna rob you in a rainstorm. They're not gonna grab all your electronics and haul that away.
But put a tarp over it first, though. I guess I don't know.
They're gonna have a trash bag. They're not gonna be able to fit your TV in the trash bag.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't have like an insanely huge TV, but like you're not fitting it in a trash bag. It's just not happening.
No, it's not.
Just like moving in the winter. Like, who wants to do that? No one's moving. Winter, not happening. House across the street's for sale, though.
There was a moving truck. Somebody's moving into the house just down the street from me. Trying to get in before the winter hits. Winter's coming.
Winter is coming. So yeah, it's an election year, man. We gotta
sure is.
You gotta get out there and do the thing. Yeah, get over here, get that ballot filled out. Get it in.
Get it in. Drop it off.
Drop it off. The aforementioned USPS problems.
Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna put your ballot in the mail. USPS, they're going to take the ballot. They're going to go to the place they got to drop it off. They're going to knock on the door a little bit. Nobody's going to answer, so they walk away. They can't deliver your package.
Yep. They're going to get right out of there and be like, nope, can't do it.
Can't do it. Nope.
Don't know what I'm going to do with these. I guess I'll just throw them all in a ditch.
Man, you know what? You know where these would look good at? In a ditch.
You know what would be a great place for these ballots? Dumpster right in the back.
Man, perfect. Dude, let's light that dumpster on fire.
Dumpster fire!
Dumpster fire.
2020. I actually ordered a little light up. It's not a Funko Pop, but it's that style.
Yeah.
And it's a dumpster that has a smiley face on it. And it's got, out of half of it, a fire that lights up coming out of it.
Nice.
So, can't wait for that thing to show up.
Nice.
You just got to remember. You just, never forget
Hashtag.
the year and a half, 2 years. Who knows when we're going to be out of this?
We'll never know.
And even then, who knows how this election's going to go?
Oh my God! If it's anything like the first debate.
My God, did you watch that?
No, I did not.
Oh,
Actually, sorry.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't going to watch it, and I didn't. But I was turning my TV on, and it was on the channel that my TV turned on to.
It was on everything.
Yeah, well, it's going to be on all your local channels,
which is good.
And
everyone
right,
should be able to see it. Everyone should be informed.
It should be. So I watched literally a minute of it, and I could not. I just could not.
There was not a civil non-shit show minute of that thing. It was insanity. I couldn't believe it. No one was letting anyone else speak, and especially the memes are out there. The shut up, man. Will you shut up, man?
Yeah.
Trump wouldn't be quiet for he could not. He was the chirp king, dude. The whole night. He's out here just while other people are talking, and
that's what he's all about.
I forgot the name of the moderator, but he basically was just drowning out there. The whole time. At some point, he literally goes, well, he's like, I'm sorry to raise my voice, but if you guys are going to do it, I'm going to have to. He basically was just like, I can't, you guys are just going to keep yelling over me. I have to do something. I guess they're actually, people were tweeting about, the moderators should be able to mute their mics or something.
I think that's, well...
And they're considering it now.
Yeah, I think... that's built into, the rules, I think, of these debates, is to have...
Is it?
Yeah, you have so much amount of time, as supposed to be uninterrupted time for each candidate.
Each candidate had agreed, and he kept saying that too. He kept saying, "You guys agreed to these rules."
Right.
Everyone, you ask a question, one person gets 2 minutes, the other person gets 2 minutes.
That's how it's always been.
Right.
These debates happen every single election, every single presidential election. This isn't new. Candidates talk over each other. They've done that in the past, but not to the extent that it happened in this first debate.
Yeah.
Not even close. This first debate wasn't even a debate. It was just nonsense.
It was just two dudes yelling at each other a bunch, and
dude, that could be a killer primetime show. Primetime TV show, two dudes yelling.
Just two dudes yelling.
Two yelling dudes, like two broke girls.
Two yelling dudes.
That's it. We got it. It's $1 million idea.
3 dudes screaming. One's the moderator.
One's the moderator.
Yeah, man. It was just so interesting.
Was it interesting to see?
Yeah, I had fun live tweeting it, basically. I was. By the way, you can thank Donald Trump directly for Big Ten football being back. He made that claim. He said it as part of his response, as part of a coronavirus question. He said, "I'm the reason Big Ten football's back. I'm the reason it's back." That was me.
Okay.
Cool.
I guess.
Congrats on that.
Now, watch what happens though.
Yeah,
because we're already starting to see this in the NFL. We got a game postponed.
Yeah, Titans, right?
Yeah, Titans, Steelers, I believe, getting postponed a few days.
I found out my neighbor's a Steelers fan. It's no good.
Super Bowl 45. But like if the if the NFL, if these professional leagues, and the MLB had it too.
Yeah.
If these professional leagues who do not go into a bubble like the NHL and the NBA did, these professional leagues with all this money and all these resources are still going to have players catching the virus and getting sick. Mm-hmm. Like, it's only a matter of time before these college kids do as well.
Yeah.
And especially when campuses are open. How much of a bubble are these athletes are? I mean, I know like the athletes, especially football athletes at the D1 level are pretty, they got their own like tutors and stuff, and they got
they're
resources.
In their own kind of bubble.
Yeah, but still, like they still have to they're still going to the facilities, they're still interacting with people, they're still around campus, and
right.
And there's games that are happening with fans in stands. It's only a matter of time before I think some colleges already have seen some.
Yeah, I mean, like lacrosse, I think maybe. One of the UW schools actually already.
That whole campus is like, ugh.
They're like 2 weeks. They're like, everybody get in your dorm.
but I want to say like a D1 football team like has already had some. There's some teams that already have some positive tests. So like, what happens when like the Big Ten, like some Big Ten teams start playing and some players get this disease or whatever and maybe just one of them has a really bad experience with the coronavirus, with COVID.
Right.
Has affected a lot. Or maybe they pass it on to their parents or something, or like, and then their relatives like freaking die from it or something.
Yeah.
Like, all because Big Ten football came back.
Yeah.
Like, this has a really big chance of backfiring.
Like, why?
Which I do not wish to happen. I don't want anyone to get this thing and die, because 200,000 people have already died from it. Rather not see any more. But
right.
There's going to be more.
I've had enough.
Because we're still number one here.
Number one, USA.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, and Wisconsin. Just
forward.
Here.
That's our motto.
Rush. Forward.
Forward, up to the sky. Probably shouldn't do that.
You should probably
shouldn't do that motion.
I don't.
People are gonna screenshot that and take it out of context.
Make me.
I'm not one of those people.
They're gonna put stand back, stand by.
Oh my god.
Over you and.
It's a softball question. It's that easy. Just answer the goddamn question.
Bothered me about that, other than the obvious.
Yeah.
The obvious slam dunk that he just clearly missed.
He's no LeBron.
Was the fact that, like, he then tweeted... His team was tweeting during the...
Oh, yeah.
During the debate, which was fun. Why don't I just go to my profile, Ryan? Get it together. He tweeted, like, the next day that, like, Biden couldn't just simply... Yeah, he said Biden refused to use the term law and order. There go the suburbs. One, fuck the suburbs. Get over it. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
Some people shouldn't have to live in garbage so that you can live in the burbs. I'm over it. But what's hilarious about him tweeting that is that, like, all Trump literally had to do was say, I condemn white supremacist groups.
Right.
It was simple, and I quote retweeted it and sarcastically said, like, yeah, any idiot can just repeat a simple phrase that someone said to him. What kind of president wouldn't be able to just repeat a simple phrase? And it's like insane because like even if he didn't, like mean to like send that message, and he like even if he just bumbled through it and like said a thing he didn't mean, it has now like hyped up the Proud Boys so much. Like they were geeked and are geeked, and like Amazon is stopping people from selling stand back, stand by stuff. Fred Perry, even before the debate, like stopped selling their British brand, I guess. They stopped selling a polo here in the US because the Proud Boys like wear it. Like it's their shirt.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to be careful in like positions of power like that. It's like the question was, do you condemn white supremacist groups? And it basically turned into to a white supremacist group an endorsement, they're like marching orders almost.
Right. Yeah, that was I don't know how anybody can hear that, and anyone who's not a Proud Boy,
right,
can hear that and not like have alarms going off in their mind.
At minimum, like second guess, like
wait a second.
At minimum, you have to think to yourself, "What an idiot!" Like that was an easy one to do. Lobbed it up.
Like I just don't understand how, like, you just oh my god. Oh. Yeah.
Real crapshoot out there, bro.
It's I really shouldn't be surprised though, because I've actually encountered it where like the topic of white supremacy has come up and people just start like arguing like, oh, I don't think it's really that bad or whatever, and it's like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, or arguing that it's not like an actual thing.
Like, yeah.
What?
It's not a thing. Like there are literal people you see. I watched a show and I would suggest it. Like it was called Hate Thy Neighbor. I forgot who it was, but it was in this Black English comedian, and he like went all over to all these different places and talked to like these different hate groups, like in general, and kind of like hung out with them. So he hung out with neo-Nazis in the US. He hung out with like some like super far right like Albanian group or something too, and all this other stuff. And it's like he filmed that last year, 2 years ago. It's not like that stuff died. Right. It's not like it's going away. You can't deny it. Like I'm not out here saying every white person is bad and every white person is a white supremacist. Like, but you can't deny that it exists, and like ignoring things like that isn't really how you get them to go away.
Yeah. Like it surprises me that in 2020, like there's literally still a Nazi party.
It's insanity.
Like I don't understand it. After basically like after World War II, everything went down. Like Germany, where the Nazi party was, had its glory days, essentially. Like after World War II, like they cracked down hard on it. They're like, no, it's never going to be here again.
Like, nah, no more.
No more. Like
this was embarrassing.
It's oh my god. I don't understand. That's been like my entire thing with this entire year is like my brain just cannot comprehend people and the decisions made by the decisions that have been made by a lot of people higher up
Yeah.
The things that have been said and spewed out of the mouths of just people in general,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Like I cannot wrap my head around it, and I don't know what to do to like make it better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have found myself flabbergasted many a time
It's a quality
this year.
word.
I love it. It's one of my favorite words. And it's just like it's starting to get to a point, and we're almost done with the year, but like we're getting to a point where I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm still somehow surprised at times, but also like not surprised. It's like I've just been kind of in this perpetual state of, well, of course.
Yeah, it's 2020. It's par for the course.
Obviously, this
shouldn't be
the way
surprised.
it's gonna be and stuff. It's not entirely hopeless. Like there's stuff to do. I'm with you. Where like I don't 100% know what to do, but we got to do something.
We definitely have to do something, but like we don't have like us. We don't really have any real power other than
We don't
like
have
voting,
right,
and hoping
like,
the people that we vote for can help fix this.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like voting, voting's really important and we should be doing it, especially for, this election. But I think one thing that I think people overlook fairly often is like local elections. Like your presidential election happens every 4 years, but your local elections happen more often, and you have the opportunity to replace the people that are representing you if they're not representing you.
Yeah.
Fairly often, and get that stuff taken care of, and hopefully getting the right people in the right places at these lower levels will end up
local
some change. I don't know.
Yeah, local elections affect your day-to-day life a lot more than the federal elections,
Right.
For sure. But the tough thing is too, though, with those local elections is there's usually like not a challenger.
There's not a lot of competition.
Like,
I've noticed that.
It's like they're on the ballot and unchallenged, and it's like
Let me fill out this ballot.
Can I just not vote for him, or like how? Like, do they get a negative point if I don't vote? Like, can we just have an empty seat if I don't vote for him?
Like, can I be like, nah,
like,
we'll
thanks.
do this. We'll do this later. Get somebody out here.
Like, I don't know. Like, I and then you're like, well, maybe I should just run for this.
Maybe I should get it.
Maybe I should just fix it. And then you're like, I want nothing to do with politics.
I can't.
I just can't.
Can't do it.
I like what I do, and I don't want to do politics. It's so. Oh. It's so. It just weighs you down. It just.
Tell me about it.
It just. There's so much. You can't really get a break from it.
It has been a lot.
And it's not
And
even.
we're still not done.
It's not even like this year. I mean, these last like three and a half years.
Yeah.
Not only of Trump's presidency being just a clusterfuck the entire time of all these things.
Yeah.
Then you have like the Panama Papers. Yeah, you have like the Equifax breach, data breach. Like you have all these things happening, and it's like, oh, this stuff needs to be fixed. And then there's something new that comes along that takes your attention away, and you don't even remember if anything got fixed or like, why does Equifax even exist?
24-hour news cycle picks up something new. Yeah, Equifax.
Why do they exist?
You know who shouldn't be allowed to be a bank either? Wells Fargo.
Oh, frickin' Wells Fargo.
Trash. They're hot trash.
Why?
The things they did were insane. And we're like, okay, whatever.
All right.
Sorry. They're like, we'll look into it internally. Cool. Cool,
bruh.
Thanks.
Like there's so much crap out there. There's so much, and this. I mean, you could go and watch a George Carlin skit and just be completely. It's like this has been this way for so long, where it's like, there is a ruling party out there. There's a club of the people who own this country, own this world, and you're not in it.
That's not
right.
That's not you. So just cut it out.
There are people in this country, there are people in this world that they're literally above the law, whether we like it or not, and there's nothing we can really do about it unless they just decide to call their own fouls.
Right.
And in pickup basketball, that doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. They're not doing it. Be serious. Yeah, man, it's funny you say that. Like, that is one of the lyrics to that song Reagan by Killer Mike. He said that what did he say? Ronald Reagan was an actor, not at all a factor, just an employee of the country's real masters.
Dude, I had a high school economics teacher that his favorite president ever was Ronald Reagan.
Get out of here. And
it boggles my mind now. Back then I really didn't know anything about anything in high school. But like looking back at it now, like, you're a freaking teacher. Like, one of the professions that like just get absolutely shit on.
Yeah.
And you're defending and liking this president, Ronald Reagan, who just completely screwed up, like who really stacked the cards against anyone in your situation.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, people just don't, like, there's so many people who, for whatever reason, are just fine with voting and supporting things that are completely against their own self-interest.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that are just straight up attached to, their party or what they're going to vote for. They're going to vote along lines because of certain things about themselves, that they see as, as an identity. And I think that's part of it. People see it as like part of their identity, and they think, I have to go along with this. And so they maybe don't put as much critical thought into it. Or, I think it's true with just about anything you do, right? Like, people that are, really into something, or they see it as part of their identity, will go out of their way to, defend or ignore certain things.
Pick and choose.
Right. You pick and choose what to say is good,
Whatever's convenient for you.
It's all law and order until, it's your kid or whatever. It's everyone's a hypocrite in their own way, and I'm sure I'm guilty of it too.
Yeah, but like, so yeah, I think everyone there's parts of their lives or things they say that they're a little hypocritical of. Yeah. I'm certainly that in some ways, like, but there's a difference when it's like hypocritical, but it's like something that really doesn't matter all that much. Like, it's something maybe like small, like yeah. Ryan, you should really do a better job cleaning your kitchen. Behind me is like a freaking, mess of dishes or whatever, like something small like that, like,
right.
Hypocritical about things like that, like, don't really, in the grand scheme of things, matter at all. Like, everyone probably has something like that where they're a little hypocritical of.
Yeah.
But like, there's a difference between that and like,
actively like kind of screwing yourself.
Yeah. Like, something that actually affects your life very negatively.
Yeah. It's back to what I've said, what we've said in previous episodes, where it's like, educate yourself, like, be open-minded into like looking into other things, seeing things from other people's point of view, and, you know, learning about what's going on so that you can make an informed decision instead of a more or less blind decision based on something you think is, you know, your thing. I don't know. It's tough. It's not easy. It's uncomfortable.
No,
But
and there's a lot of people like on both sides, or wherever they are on the spectrum, where they may think they're staying informed, but the only thing they're doing is checking the same exact news source for
they're
everything.
checking their side of the 24-hour news cycle.
Right?
Get out of here.
You know, whether you be maybe more, you know, more liberal mind where you're always tuning into like MSNBC or something like that, and you're only getting your news from MSNBC. And then you got, you know, the more conservative side where they're probably getting most of their news from Fox News. Like, if you're just looking at, and I'm not saying if you're a MSNBC viewer, you should watch Fox News, or if you're Fox News, you should watch MSNBC. What I'm saying is, like, spread out from those. Like, don't watch another 24/7 news cycle. Go find other sources.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing wrong with getting multiple perspectives, multiple point of views, reports. I mean, like, I've talked to a bunch of people about, you know, like, this news topic in general, and it's like, you got to find yourself, you know, maybe a group of sources that you can go to that you know will, you know, get you the news the way it potentially really is, or at least getting different sources so that you see that there are different sides to it, and you can recognize those, you know, inconsistencies, and, you know, like, you know, looking at, you know, something that's far left and something that's far right, you know, there might be some crossover there, and you're like, well, this is probably a fact.
Yeah. So like one thing, talking about a current event here, you know, the whole Supreme Court nomination. Rest in peace, Ruth.
Yep.
God, that was such a freaking awful day.
Yeah, that was a random, crazy text to get. I was up north playing golf that weekend. I was up north too.
And I was in a hotel room. I think I just got myself some takeout Culvers, and I was eating it in my hotel room. And I turned the TV on, flipping through channels, and all of a sudden on the screen I see, you know, she has died. And I, like, the first thing I thought of was just like, fuck.
Yeah. Thinking this was not great timing.
No, this was terrible timing. But like, so obviously Trump has named, like, his, you know, they're hypocritically pushing through their Supreme Court nomination. But the point I'm trying to make here is, whatever your thought is of this nomination, of this particular person that they're nominating, find a source, like all the sources, you know, whether it be from like Fox News or MSNBC or these different publications, look at what a bunch of different sources are saying about this, you know, person before you just think about a viewpoint of this, you know, Supreme Court nominee.
Yeah.
Right? Try and pick up, like, maybe what are the consistencies between these sources who are, you know, on opposite sides of the political spectrum. What things are consistent that you're finding in those two, and maybe what are the differences, and then critically think, okay, like, what is probably the real story, or what is this person really like?
Mm-hmm.
And then you know, base your opinion and viewpoint on that. Like, that's just a very current events type of example I can kind of talk about. So, like, anything that's in the world that you want to know more about, it could be a big national thing like the Supreme Court. It could be a local thing. It could be, you know, if it's something that is like, maybe your favorite team has just had a game and you didn't really watch it or something, you missed it, and you want to see what happened or want to know like what happened and what the opinion of the team is and their performance. Don't just view it from like the team's website and their own like story. Like find different sources and say, okay, it looks like these guys had good games, but maybe these guys didn't or whatever, and you can piece together the puzzle.
Right.
Do it yourself. Do some work.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of legwork these days. You can't just glom onto one thing and say this is it, because there are always multiple perspectives to every single thing you talk about. Like you mentioned earlier, it's like some people won't just say white supremacists are bad, or like it's an issue, or it's a thing, right? Like there are always different viewpoints on everything. Everyone has different experiences, backgrounds, and all that stuff, and like it's the same thing gets applied to your news. Like you said, sports news, any news in general, reporting on anything. Like I've been
freaking new. Go ahead.
I've been keeping up with this tech news, right?
Yeah,
like
right.
The phone news and stuff, right? And it's like there are these different opinions. One site says it doesn't have this, and another one says it's definitely going to have this, and it will work, and it won't work, and all this stuff, and you don't know for sure until someone in the know reports it. And with tech, it's easier because like Google's just going to come out and say yes or no, this is a thing.
Right. Yeah. It has this hardware.
Yeah. Right. Like they're going to put out a spec sheet, but you're not going to get. If for sports, you're going to get a stat sheet. For politics, you're never going to get a political stat sheet.
Well, I mean, you can find sources like what side they're on for certain topics or whatever, right?
Oh,
that's kind of like your stat sheet, I would say.
Yeah, I guess.
Are they pro-life, pro-choice? Although like I would say like social issues like that aren't really a big deal. I mean, they are a big deal, but like I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
It's
But yeah, here's the thing. A foldable phone, like they're cool.
They're cool.
But they cost like $1,400 right now.
They're not $2,000 cool. Let me tell you.
Like I'm not like that Moto Razr looks pretty freaking sweet in my mind.
Right.
But I'm not spending $1,400 on a phone when I got my Pixel 3 for like $400, and I love it.
Right. It's not happening. It's too early for me money wise. Like even if I were still cutting edge, Ryan, which I'm not, but like
those days are long gone. You're almost 30. You can't be cutting edge anymore.
Can't be cutting edges. Come on.
You're going to hurt yourself doing that.
I'm going to break something. Once you hurt your back, it's just always hurt.
Oh, my God.
We'll make it.
Hopefully. We'll see. Look, if we never have another episode after this, something probably went terribly wrong in the election.
Something happened. Someone check on us.
Yeah, please. But no, I think I think we should wrap it up. It's been a long episode.
Has it been?
Oh yeah, it's been over an hour 40 minutes.
Okay, we tend to do that.
I mean, sometimes when we get going. And I mean, we could have really gotten going. Like this isn't even our final form, people.
Not even. It's if your reader was going, it's over 9,000.
It's over 9,000. But yeah, we'll man, we're out until the election happens.
Yep.
So. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
Get out there.
Go
fill out those ballots. Have a ballot party with masks.
Yeah.
If you need witnesses.
Socially distanced ballot.
Can you see from this far away? You should have got LASIK. What are you doing?
Gotten the LASIK. I keep telling you. Clay got it. He said it's good.
So, until then, we'll see you. We'll see you next time.
See you out there.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Binary Brothers Podcast. We can't wait for you to tune in next time. But until then, make sure to find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, and BinaryBrothersPodcast.com.